Unified leadership. Let's move. Let's lead. Let's ride. Unified leadership. Light the flame, turn it up loud. Remember the name. Unified leadership. Power and pride. We don't just talk, we testify. Unified leadership. Hard and grind, purpose and rhythm, perfectly timed. Bass hit heavy, purpose and rhythm, perfectly timed. Bass hit heavy, crowd on sway. Culture clay, truth and play. Sifu Rafael, calm control, leaders in sync. Hearts of gold, focus sharp, the mission clear. Every step forward, silence the fear. Discipline dripping, confidence, how we move together, we amplify. Who we are, unified. What we lead, unified. Stand tall, unified. Every time, unified leadership. Raise that bar, leaders in rhythm, born to spar. Raise that bar, leaders in rhythm, born to spar. Steady and true, the sound of the few that follow new. Strong alive, this is the beat where leaders thrive. Unified leadership.
Good morning. Good morning. I hope everybody's doing exceptional today. So I want to talk to you. I got my mic right here. I want to talk to you about unified leadership. One of the things that is going on is Theo Clay is on another call. He's on the roll call this morning, and he reached out and he goes, how do I do both? Because they're doing a marathon on roll call. So I am super excited that he has this happening with Emilio, and it's the Born to Risk for the military, and if you will. And I know if he can be here, he'll jump on. But I wanted to share with you a couple of things that he and I have been working on that are going to truly define what we are doing with what we're doing, right? So let's consider all of the things that are happening in the world. We are in a new era of growth for everyone, not just for me, not just for Theo, but for everyone. There's a lot of things that are happening in the world. AI is really capturing everybody's attention. Everybody wants to know what's the next thing with the AI. And if you're not into the AI world, you're going to miss out. I'm going to tell you that as a leader, you have to learn how to navigate any new technology that comes across your way or across the world, or something that you don't even know about. So one of the things that we should do on a regular basis as leaders is to see what's out there, what is useful to us, so we can lead from every direction. Every direction needs to be led on. As a leader, you need to know what's going on, what's happening, what's shaping the world, who is with us, who is in the rooms that we're entering even, right? So think about the rooms you may have been in, or the ones you have not gone to. So I want to share with you that Theo Clay and myself are curating a place where we want to have all the leaders around the world come and join us live. And that's happening March 14th and 15th. It's a Saturday and a Sunday. And we're going to do it in Farmingdale, New York. And then we're probably going to go into New York City on Sunday evening and take a look at some of the exciting things that are happening in New York City. And that is going to be just an incredible time as we travel together to continue that conversation, the networking, the getting to know each other, the planning, the agenda that's going to be alive. When I talk about an agenda that's alive, it's because it's constantly moving and changing. And that's one of the things that I love about what we're going to be doing. I'd love to hear where you're chiming in from. Anywhere in the world that you're in, we'd love to know. One of the things that really inspires me is connecting with people from all over the world. Every day we have a chance to make a connection, to reach out, to be the leader. Sometimes it's a leader is about listening. Who are we listening to? What are we listening to? Even reading. One of the many books that I'm reading is Think and Grow Rich, right? There's a couple of different books that I'm reading right now. One is based on leadership, and I'm going to have the gentleman on my show on Monday, a different show that I do. It's called Author's Tales. And the reason I love to do Author's Tales is because I get to talk to authors who've written their incredible books, their journeys, their ideas, their concepts, all of these things that are happening. And when I get to interview them live, there's nothing like it. Not only do I get to interview them, but I get to share their book that they've shared with me with everybody in the world. I am very fortunate that my shows are seen in 125 countries, including this show. So it doesn't matter where you're chiming in from. Come in and share and say hi, because we'd love to know where we're listening, where we're making an impact. And I know that Theo Clay right now, let me see if I see his, he's actually live at the moment on Roll Call. And when we think about leaders are not born. Leaders are not born. Leaders are made because of the choices that each leader makes. If you're a leader, what kind of a leader are you? Are you one that sits in the background, or are you one that's in the trenches, doing the work with either your employees, your crew, your team, whatever it is? Are you physically training with them? I recently spoke to somebody who called themselves a leader. And when I was questioning them, I said, when you lead, and this is a person who leads a fitness program, and there are two types of trainers in the world that I've seen. Some that do it, and some that tell others what to do. I do both, to be honest with you. I am the kind of leader that when I tell somebody to do something, I do it as well. So I'm the kind of leader that says, let me show you how this is done, and then let's go and do it together. For me, it's not about, and don't get me wrong, a lot of times I need to not do it with the person in order to see if they can do it without me. So that's the kind of way I lead. I lead by example, and then I pull back. And the reason I pull back is so that to make sure that they can handle it without the hand holding, without moving and showing them every little bit of the step. Sometimes you have to teach them the process, and then you have to let go so they can continue with the process. So to see if they can handle the process, and sometimes to see if they fail and how do they handle that failure. A lot of times, I will see somebody make a mistake. I will see it clearly. And yet I make zero corrections. And the reason is because they need to be able to do it on their own without me. They need to fail. And so many times I want to step in. I do. Because I don't want to see them fail. But failure is our biggest teacher. I'll say that again. Failure is our biggest teacher. We need to fail in order to succeed. There's so many lessons in failure. So many. It is, if I don't fail every day, I don't think I'm succeeding. Every day I want to be better than I was the day before. Every single day. And I know a lot of people say, I want to be 1% better than I was yesterday. Sometimes it's a tenth of a percent better than I was yesterday, but that's already better. Even if it's a tiny, tiny little bit, it's that much better. And the way I improve everything is I'm constantly learning. Every day I need to learn something. I don't know it all, and I never want to know it all, but I want to continue that growth process so that I can be the best leader. If I am not learning and growing every day, I cannot be a great leader ever. I will never be a great leader. And so I recommend to anybody who wants to be the best leader to continue to learn daily. Without growth, I don't think you'll be a great leader. So let me share with you what is going to be happening when we move into, let's talk about unified leadership for 2026. The year ahead, this is January 2nd, the year ahead is going to be what you make of it. How do you show up? So one of the things that I know that a lot of leaders are tired of looking at operations that are the same, that there's no growth, there's no potential, and they want something more. This is why Coach Theo Clay and myself have decided to do a 2-day intensive, which is happening March 14th and 15th. It's created for leaders who are ready to move beyond just the discussion and to get into the discipline and execute. What we're going to do so differently at our event on March 14th and 15th is going to be everybody who is coming as a speaker, they're not just going to speak, they're going to be leading. It's a workshop. It's going to be 12 to 14 workshops, all in 2 days, and actual workshops with a workbook. And a lot of people say, I don't like workbooks. Why? Because you don't like work? It's an agenda that's going to be filled with note-taking, action-taking, and implementation. We're going to take leadership and give you tools. I need tools. I'm a leader. I've been an entrepreneur. Wow. Way over 30 years. I've been coaching people since I was in high school. So let's see. I'm getting all kinds of text messages from different leaders. This is from Reno, Nevada. Somebody just texted me, and they're interested in doing some things, and maybe they will be joining us on March 14th and 15th. I'm talking to people from Florida, from Texas, from Dallas, from all different places, from the UK. Every day, I make connections with different people who are growing because of the actions that they take, the connections that they make. And when you join us on March 14th and 15th, you're going to meet people who are like-minded. So Coach Theo Clay and myself have decided that we're going to do a bi-weekly unified leadership newsletter. So if you're interested in it, please let us know. We will put you on the list. DM us, DM me, DM Coach Tio, and let us know that you're interested in the newsletter. And we're also going to be having membership options. So here's the thing. It is designed to keep leaders connected, sharp, and here's the biggest part, accountable. Accountable. Long after our episodes are done, long after the intensive is done in March, it is not about motivation. It is about the alignment and the structure that leaders who command themselves first, they need this. Leaders need alignment. They need to understand that every time that we're doing something, we're aligning with a mission. Every day we should wake up with a mission. What is my mission? Who am I? How am I going to lead anyone if I can't lead me first? Here's the thing that I do, right? It's crazy. I'm going to share with you what I have, right? I have different kinds of books that I write in, but that's not just the book. I also have over here, then I also have my Remarkable too, right? Here's a couple of things that I am doing. I'm writing down all kinds of stuff. I have an event coming up in Tampa. I have an event in New York City. I have an event in Ireland coming up. None of these events will be possible without connections, without connecting with other leaders. So unified leadership, it's going to be, and I have the notes on what we're going to be doing, right? It's going to be a classroom style, which each speaker is going to be contributing to the workbook that we're doing. So it's going to be, like I said, 12 to 14. Who knows, maybe it'll be 15. Depends. Are you interested in joining us? Are you a leader who can teach but not just teach, but help someone implement what you teach? That's what we're doing. We are not just teaching, it's a mastermind style. So we all collectively, all of the speakers who are going to be leading these classroom style workshops and masterminding, so that we can bring all of our minds together and create something for every leader in the room to walk away, take notes, and think about this. Implement. A plan without implementation is just written. That's it. You just write it, and what does it mean? It just means you wrote something. That's it. That's all you have. You just wrote something. So we need to implement in every instance of what we're doing. Every time I have an idea, it's a thought. It's a thought. And journaling as a leader, I think it's the most important part of what we're doing. Journaling. Francisca, how are you? Thank you for joining me. Every time that we have a thought, if we don't jot it down, we're going to have another thought and another thought and another thought. And then that thought is going to get cloudy. So as a leader, as a coach, a mentor, a trainer, a teacher, I write them down so that I can put them in order. I can navigate how they need to go. I need to command my thoughts through writing. And when I write them down, then I can make more sense of them. And I go, that's what I was thinking. Now I get it. Now it makes more sense. When we think about implementation, we have to implement that which is not just in our minds, but that has to been thought out properly through a game plan. And so when I take all the thoughts that I have in my head as a leader and I put them down in paper, and then I start to formulate a game plan. The game plan changes, by the way, and it changes on a regular basis. And why does it change? It changes because things change. Maybe someone else is going to be part of it. That's one of the things that we have to look at. Is it important for us to adapt as we move with our game plan? And I'm sure that Theo Clay would be, if he was here with us, he would tell us the importance of adapting a game plan. Because if you think of leaders, right, how do they, in the military, right, how do they adapt when it's peacetime or it's wartime? If you think of a battleground, it changes based on the weather, based on the personnel, based on the conditions, based on the actions of others. So anytime you have an agenda, you need to understand that things change. Sometimes it's very quick, sometimes it's slow. But as a leader, you have to be able to adapt to all changes that are in front, behind, and in the middle, because they may be coming. Maybe you have an idea. Maybe you know they're going to be implemented, or sometimes they just snap into place and you have to deal with it. So when Theo Clay reached out earlier, and he said, listen, I'm going to be on this roll call, and it's a marathon, and I may not be with you in this call this morning. I had to adapt. I had to say, I thought I was going to be doing this with Theo, but I'm not doing it with Theo because he's already doing something truly cool, truly important. And so I know that next week we will be here together, and we're going to be continuing this conversation as to why it's important to adapt as a leader. Leaders find a way to win. And that's winners who find a way to win. Every day that we share something, I keep getting all these messages. Now, I'm not answering them, but I just want to see if any of them are important. I might have to jump on them. As a leader, you need to know which, just like the messages I just got, you know which ones you have to go, which ones carry weight and which ones don't. And I'm sorry if I'm rambling on, but there's so many thoughts that are going in my head, and I'm not writing right now. But if I was writing, I would start to put down negotiating the importance of every occurrence. negotiating the importance of every occurrence, of every situation, of every action that I'm supposed to take today. So my businesses are closed today. And I am blessed that both of my sons are in New York. And I'm going to meet them for lunch, which is going to be phenomenal. And both of my sons are leaders in their own right. One is 21 years old, and he's a day trader. And he's just phenomenal. And what he wants to do, he wanted to retire when he was 20 because he could. But he said he's going to stick around until he's 23 in order to teach. He's documenting everything that he's doing so that he can teach it to others, to help others succeed. Because he found the answers early on. At 16, he started doing all these things. So he's been documenting everything. So he wants to have a full program in 2 more years. And then my other son, who's 24, who's a chef and a natural bodybuilder, is also one of the coaches on my Sifu's Mind Body Method. And both my boys understand the value of leadership because they see who I am, how I've led. And I usually, I'm not the ones or the one that says, do it like this, but don't do what I'm doing. Most of the times I am, do it like this because this is what I'm doing. And it works because here's the proof. So as a leader, sometimes we have to prove to others what we're doing. Not of, look at me, look how successful I am. None of that. It's more of, it will work for you as well because it's worked for me, and here's the proof. Because a lot of people we know need proof. You tell a child, don't touch that because it's hot. What do you think they're going to do? They're going to touch it, they're going to get burned, and then now they're going to believe. So leadership is based on trust. You have to trust yourself first. I believe every time that we can trust ourselves first is the key to leadership. Trust in your actions. Trust in what you're going to be doing. Who are you? Where do you stand? How do you stand? Who do you stand with? I'm going to leave you with this. Join us regularly as we share insights to leadership. Every time we have a chance to help another person, we need to take it. We need to see who is the person that needs us, that needs the valuable lessons that we've gained in life, and just share them. Share them. Leadership should come from in here and in here. 2 places, from the heart and the mind. I am beyond thrilled when I meet a new person who is way sharper than me. Whether they know it or not, I see them as mentors because I ask questions. I always ask questions of anyone who's way smarter than me. And the reason I do that is for growth, my growth. But sometimes, because I'm asking them questions, it makes them better. It helps them. So anytime that you come across a leader, make them question their own authority, their own leadership. To me, someone who is not afraid of being questioned is a great leader. It's also how you frame the questions. So frame your questions to leaders to make them go deep and think above and beyond what they normally would. I look forward to connecting with you. Everybody, do me a favor. Have yourself an exceptional rest of the day. And I look forward to seeing you next Friday with Coach Tito Clay. Have an exceptional rest of your day. And 2026 is going to be the leadership year. But it's all based on the actions that you take. And one of the actions I'm going to share with you is that you need to join us on March 14th and 15th and reach out to us so that we can get you on the newsletter. We don't want to just send out a newsletter unless you want to receive the newsletter. But we also don't want to just send a newsletter unless you're going to read the newsletter. God bless, and we'll see you next time.
Unify leadership. Let's move. Let's lead. Let's ride. Unify leadership. Like the flame, turn it up loud. Remember the name.